There are few things I would say are scarier than Amy Schumer's stand-up, but what I'm about to show you is definitely one of those exceptions. This video is just so terrifying. It scares me more than trusting a fart. It triggers that uncanny valley part of your brain where you see something that seems human at the surface level, but something just isn't quite right and you can't tell exactly what it is, and that makes it even more haunting. And there are many theories when it comes to the uncanny valley phenomena. Some people believe that humans developed it to know to stay away from things that seem human but really aren't human and mean you harm. And then others believe that we developed it to stay away from rotting corpses and decomposing bodies because they carry diseases and whatnot, and they would also harm us. So no matter what the case, the end result seems to be that we developed this defense mechanism to stay out of harm's way. And the only reason I just gave you a crash course lesson on what the uncanny valley is because the video I just showed you of that lady in the closet gives me the most uncanny valley feeling I have ever had in my 19 years of inhaling and exhaling on this blue space rock. It's an absolutely overwhelming feeling I get every time I see it. So today's video, the goal of this video is to track down, like Scooby and the gang, solve this mystery once and for all and find out the origins of the creepiest video on the internet. So I started by taking a still frame from the video and reverse image searching, which led me to find a higher quality version, which in most cases makes the spooky video a bit less spooky, like in the goblins caught on tape and stuff where they make it look like it was recorded on a potato. But this somehow, the more quality makes you produce more shit in your undies. It's baffling. The more quality actually makes it scarier, and this is a video of that right here. Admittedly, the quality increase isn't drastic. It's not like going from 240p to 4K on a YouTube video. It's not going to give you a whole new worldview like putting on colorblind glasses, but it is still, it's very noticeable none the least, and I couldn't even watch it while I was showing you on the recording here. I had to turn my head as how much of a uncanny valley feeling I get. It's crazy. I've never felt like this before. I think it's the fact that you can see more details of her face, like the whites of her eyes and her teeth are more vibrant, and it crawls under my skin and it gets to me so bad. But to compare this video to other bits of media online that you may know of, it's very similar to the Mandela Catalog Alternates, which I'm sure you're familiar with. It's a very big series, but also it kind of reminds me of the creepypasta I heard a while ago. And to sum it up for you, there was a daughter in her room and she heard her mom call from downstairs to come and get dinner because it was ready, and while she was heading downstairs, her mom grabbed her either from a closet or from a room or something and pulled her in and said, "I heard it too." So, obviously that's saying that the thing downstairs wasn't actually her mom and it was impersonating her, which is very similar to the video I'm talking about today. And one thing you might have picked up on is that the first video I showed you, where it says, "Mom, I thought I just saw you in the kitchen. How did you get my closet so fast?" There's text on the screen. But the more high quality version, the second one I showed you, doesn't actually have any text on the screen. And it turns out that is the original video. The one with the text on screen was a meme made by a person called Regular Noodles on Twitter, and that gave me a lot of hope that I could probably find who made this video, track him down, and maybe ask him a couple questions how this video came to be and what was the intended purpose of it. But this is actually where I hit a brick wall. I just came to a complete stop. I could not pass this. It was a very big road bump in the process of making this video. But before I talk about that any further, I want to show you something that I seen on TikTok a while back that you've probably seen as well. That's a very similar video to the one I'm talking about today, and that is, of course, the girl who says she adopted a dog, and the dog, of course, isn't really a dog.
I've been getting a lot of questions about my dog Cracker. He's half Cocker Spaniel and Australian Shepherd. I rescued him. He's from Japan. Do you want a treat? Yeah? You want a treat?
Even though these videos have so many similarities, they're recording a dark face in a dark closet with a phone. On paper, they should be the same exact video and elicit the same response from everybody watching it. But they don't. It's that ever so slight detail that's different that makes a world's difference between the two. It's like that feeling when you walk in your room and you can tell that something's off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know something's different. Maybe someone moved something to the right a little bit, or they moved it up a tiny bit. You don't know what it is, but something's definitely wrong. And that is exactly how this video makes me feel. But to get back to the lore of this video, to hop back into the rabbit hole, all the breadcrumbs led me to this point right here, an upload from Bazaar Hub called Scary Comp V17, 7 minutes and 48 seconds in, and there's a watermark. Shoot, I can't speak English. There's a credit in the corner. The creator is JoJo's.simp. And it does make a lot of sense if you look at the video. They have a lot of JoJo posters on the wall, so they're a pretty big JoJo fan, I would say. And at this point, I was jumping for joy saying, "Hoorah! Hoopla! Hoopla! We did it! We cracked the code!" But no, unfortunately, that's not the case. In the 2 years that this video was uploaded, the person has either changed their name or straight up deleted their account. Because there is nobody named at JoJo's.simp on any social media I could find. There is an Instagram account, but it's not theirs. I did, however, take to TikTok and found out that this account was originally on TikTok because there are still a couple stitches left over that are stitching videos that this account uploaded, that being the girl in the closet video. See, the original post of this seems to have came from TikTok. But somehow, by the graces of all the gods above and below, I was able to track down their new account, but they have privated all their videos. You can still see the likes. They have like 100 and some thousand likes. I'm also not going to say the account name just in case of any potential harassment or whatever. I did, however, attempt to message them to get a backstory and explanation on this video, but unfortunately, you can't message someone on TikTok unless you both follow each other, and I doubt she's going to accept a follow and then follow someone back from someone they don't even know. But I did attempt it nonetheless. I followed them and waited a couple days, but it was radio silence. I didn't get a follow back. So I gave up on my goal, my mission. It's unfortunate. It's definitely a kick to the nuts. It's a blow to the taint for sure. It feels bad to do all this, dig this massive of a rabbit hole, and not even come to a solid conclusion. It does hurt. I'm not blaming her, by the way. If I was them, I wouldn't want to talk to me either. I'm just saying it is unfortunate nonetheless. So at this point, I'm obviously grasping for straws. I'm willing to believe anybody who gives me any kind of wacky backstory regarding this video. But to hop back over to the Scary Comp for a second, all they say about it in this video is that it's fake, which obviously it is. But I did, through a lot of digging on a lot of different videos and a lot of uploads of this thing on TikTok, I found a comment that sounded kind of believable, so I'm just gonna go with it because it's the only conclusion I can get, and I gotta connect that pin and thread to something. So this is it. Get ready for it. The comment said, I know I'm believing the comment. I can hear you now. It's horrible. It's like getting your news from Twitter. You can shame me, you can publicly shame me, but I gotta have a conclusion. I'm down bad, man, I know. I'm gonna stop edging the conclusion, though. They said that the girl in the closet is the girlfriend of the person recording, just trying to come off as creepy. And that's all it is. And I gotta say, though, the creepiness does come naturally for her. I don't know if it was like a combination of filters and the face she was making, the fact that I don't think she blinked. All of that culminates into a massive feeling of despair in my soul. But other than that, that's about it when it comes to this video. I did a whole lot of research, the most research I've ever done in my life. I've done less research for an English paper in high school than I did for this singular video. All of it to not even have 100% factual conclusion. I know, it's crazy. It's psychotic even. And I know it feels like I blue-balled you, getting you all the way to the end for this big grand origin of this video, and then it's just like a nothing burger, and I apologize for that, I really do. But I hope you found the journey at least a bit interesting. Think of it as like the Oregon Trail. Most of the people on there didn't really make it to the end point of their story either, but it's all about the journey. It's all about getting dysentery on the way and the friends that you make and lose on the way as well. So other than that, though, I'm going to catch you in the next one.